Okay, what's up, everybody? This is Najee Thomas. I guess I could just sit here and talk to y'all this Sunday. It's a relaxed day today. Me and my grandma, we just gonna chill in the house for a minute. I just sat here, thank God for the day, read my word, did a little praise and worship, did a little reflecting on myself. Didn't really do too much this weekend, but catch up on my rest. So after this, I might just do a little bit more of that, sleep. So yeah, not too much hanging out. It's just me and my friends right here. Uh, so I guess I'll just talk to y'all about myself, things that's been going on. But I guess I'll start off with a fun story. Sorry there's no music playing. I might play Resurrection, but if I don't, just go hear it on Volume 1. That's one of my good gospel songs. I sampled Whitney Houston. I sampled it like a little bit before she died. And that was the ironic thing about me making that song. But it's the outro of my first album, HDC Volume 1. But besides that, I'll tell you why I became such a Batman fanatic. I wasn't always a Batman fanatic. My mama told me, then I had to remember it after a while. It was when I was 5, my mama bought me this doll. It was my first doll. It was tall too, I guess by the screen, like that tall. It looked like Michael Keaton from the first Batman, 1989, like a spitting image. So like how y'all girls be having the Barbies, like this was double that, like a big sturdy doll, and it had the cape with it. It had like the hard body suit, looked like Michael Keaton. So I loved the hell out of that doll when I got it. I remember my mom bought it for me too. But I'll tell you that it's like, but the crazy thing about it, like I kept it for a long time because we had a lot of dogs when I was growing up. So one of my dogs chewed like a part of the foot off, but I still loved the dog so much that I kept it. But I remember my mama bought it for me in the store. We was probably in the Target that's closed down in Atlanta, but I ain't gonna touch much. But yeah, it was nice. But the reason she bought it for me because before I liked Batman, I used to like Popeye. Popeye was my favorite everything. My older sister, she started school before me. She before I went to GW Northcutt, she went to GW Northcutt. She used to walk down the street and ride the bus. So, but my sister, my baby sister, she was real good. But before I was able to go to school, I used to have to stay at home with my mama all day while my daddy worked. And me and my mama used to stay at home and just watch cartoons. And I used to hate when she used to cuddle me. Like I used to wet the bed bad. And I used to have these little Tiny Toon Adventure drawers. I used to love them things. But she used to cuddle me all day on the sofa, and we just watched cartoons. I used to hate that, because I was a kid. I liked to run around and everything. Like I used to. Like to do stuff, but we used to just sit there and just watch Popeye. But the thing is, my mama said the reason she got me that Batman doll and the reason I started liking Batman so much was because she couldn't find no dolls for Popeye. Like Popeye was just so old-fashioned, he was just not popping no more. So she got me Batman, and that's where it started. And voila, HDC. So yeah, that's a little story. So. Besides that, I'll tell you a little bit that's in the house. I got these right here. I got a nephew, if you didn't know. And, I used to like to buy him clothes whenever I got some money. I used to like to, hook him up. So these are the last things I bought him, but I got to return them because he's not here right now. So, there's no rush. Me and my grandma was supposed to been take him back, but I got other things to worry about. So. I got some clothes around here, what I'm saying? I'll try to hook them up with just some little stuff. But it's just little stuff I like. I want the best for my family. If I can't offer the best, I want to do the best for my family. That's how I try. But who's to say what's the best? And yeah, so I guess, it's Sunday. I guess we could do a little Bible study. It's a lot of stuff that's been going on. So, and I know, excuse the attire. I know I'm over here looking like Tay Cosby. It's all right, like when I take those back, I kind of figure, so I could exchange it for some jeans, but it's like, No need. Straight. Blessed. So, I mean, it'll happen. Everything will happen. So, I guess we can read a little bit of the word. I guess I started in Isaiah, so I guess I'll read a little bit. I won't keep it too long. You know, nobody. I'm not trying to preach. I know all y'all went to church anyway, and my grandma was like, "Oh, I need to get back to church." Gone. But here it is. I guess we'll start at 8:3. I was then intimate with the prophetess, and she conceived and gave birth to a son. The Lord said to me, name him Mezrael Hashbaz, for before the boy knows how to call out father or mother, the wealth of Damascus and the spoils of Samaria will be carried off to the king of Assyria. The Lord spoke to me again, because these people rejected the slowly flowing waters of Shiloah, and rejoiced and with risen and the son of Remaliah, the Lord will certainly bring against them the mighty rushing waters of the Euphrates River, the king of the Assyria in all his glory. It will overflow its channels and spill over all its banks. It will pour into Judah, flood over it, and sweep through it, reaching up to the neck, and its spreading streams will fill your entire land. Emmanuel. Band together peoples and be broken. Pay attention, you distant lands. Prepare for war and be broken. Prepare for war and be broken. Devise a plan, it will fail. Make a prediction, it will not happen. For God is with us. For this is what the Lord said to me with great power, to keep me from going the way of his people. Of this people, excuse me. Do not call everything an alliance. These people say it is an alliance. Do not fear what they fear. Do not be terrified. You are to regard only the Lord of hosts as holy. Only he should be feared. Only he should be held in awe. He will be a sanctuary. But for the two houses of Israel, he will be a stone to stumble over, and a rock to trip over, and a tramp and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Many will stumble over these, they will fall and be broken. They will be snared and captured. So it's like, I guess it's saying that, through God, they say, it's the devil's fault we go through stuff. Like, nah, sometimes God trip us up just to make us realize, like, yeah, you need to get it together, but he pick us right back up. He allows us to trample too, in order for us to learn. I mean, that's what I got from it. But it's something else I want to tell y'all too. Bind up the testimony, seal up the instruction among my disciples. I will wait for the Lord, who is hiding his face from the house of Jacob. I will wait for him. And I'll just go down here. Nevertheless, the gloom or the distress, man, will not be like the former times when he had humbled the land of Zebulun and the land of Nephtali. But in the future he will bring honor to the way of the sea, to the land east of the Jordan, and to Galilee of the nations. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. A light has dawned on those living in the land of darkness. You have enlarged the nation and increased its joy. The people have rejoiced before you, as they rejoiced at harvest time, as they rejoiced when dividing spoils. So this is what I wanted to read. Really. On that day the Lord will use a razor hired from beyond the Euphrates River, the king of Assyria, to shave the head, the hair on the legs, and remove the beard as well. On that day a man will raise a young cow and 2 sheep, and from the abundant milk they give he will eat butter. For every survivor in the land will eat butter and honey. And on that day every place where there were 1,000 vines, worth 1,000 pieces of silver, will become thorns and briars. A man will go there with bow and arrows, because the whole land will be thorns and briars. You will not go to all these hills, and they were once tilled with a hoe. For fear of the thorns and briars, those hills will be places for oxen to graze, and for sheep to trample. P. When it mentioned vines, I'm not here to criticize. I'm just stating the obvious. There is internet reckless internet posting. I wouldn't say that I'm guilty. I'm just highly opinionated, but not to be harsh. But I see all these vines. They got strippers, homosexuals. They have what else? A lot of things that are considered offensive and degrading. And as I look at it, it's mostly degrading ourselves, especially black people, minorities. Even you have the things where the Caucasians, they will walk to the black neighborhoods and I guess try us and end up resulting in us whooping their tail, which looks bad on us. So I say with all these vines, like everybody stresses like we should have a movement for Mike Brown and all the police brutality and for us not receiving justice. But it's like with us spreading those vines, it's like we're not trying to seek justice for ourselves. Like those could be positive. You don't see me posting any vines. First of all, my phone can't even do that. First of all, my phone's off. But anyway, yeah, if you're gonna post those vines, do something that's gonna be beneficial to us. Especially if you're going to speak upon it. All I have is a voice. All I can do is speak upon it. But that's what you just heard it from the horse's mouth. Excuse me, you just heard it from the Lord. So that was something he gave to me. So another thing, some things I write down. So another thing. I remember when I was young, we started off reading the Lord's Prayer. My daddy taught us the Lord's Prayer. Me and my little sister. He taught my older sister too, but long story. And me and my older sister, we used to get on our knees, but we used to pray fast. And he said, no, slow it down. Because you gotta mean it. You gotta mean what you say to the Lord. Now after a while, I got used to speaking to the Lord myself. Like me and the Lord had that connection where I don't have to say it. But then again, I went back to the Lord's Prayer. And I thought about what's in it. And I didn't realize this till last night when I prayed. It says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. On earth as it is in heaven. But none of us have seen heaven. All we have to do is all we do is read the Bible. We know what's to come. They say hell is made of fire and brimstone. But what's expected in heaven? Do they party in heaven? So it's like, on earth as it is in heaven, we must do on earth as it is in heaven. So what is that saying? Do we have to live like angels? How can we live like angels if we have guardian angels? I mean, it's just a question that I ask myself, but I know the Lord will give me an answer. But I know the Lord shows favor. Another thing that is like last night the Lord spoke to me. It's like I had a dream. It's like I woke up and I went outside, and out of nowhere, like on the news, everybody either was panicking or preparing. It's like we had 8 days to live. Literally. 8 days to live. And the funny thing about it is that I wasn't stirred. It's like I was ready. It felt like I knew I was going to heaven. But it was just a blow because I felt like, when 50 said, if I die today, I'm happy how my life turned out. I was satisfied. No, I was content, but I wasn't satisfied because I felt like my destiny wasn't fulfilled. And it was beautiful. I'm talking about, it looked like a beautiful death. Like the sky looked like a sunset mixed with an eclipse. Imagine that. A sunset, how the sky changed colors. It was like a oranges, purplish. And then the moon was close. With like the sun in the back. Now I don't know but it was the fact that it wasn't the fact that the world was coming to an end. It was the fact that we didn't know how or when. We knew why, but we didn't know how or when. And out in the back of my mind, it was like I wanted to pray, but I felt like, what was the use of praying? Like I prayed last night. I wanted to pray. It felt like I already knew I was going to heaven because I was calm. But I was thinking like, dang, I got 8 days to live. What to do? And honestly, in the back of my mind, I wanted to smoke. I wanted to go get a. I'm talking about I wanted to go buy like a straight pound and enjoy myself until it happened. But I felt like, what would that do for me? Like this was going on in my mind, in my dream. So I was just still. I was just still, and I was like, it's coming. For these 8 days, what would I do? What should I do? Who could I say? That's what's going in my mind. Like, that's what I was thinking about. And it's the honest truth. That's the dream that I had last night. And I had to share with y'all because God gave me that vision for real. So, I wanted to share it. Let's see if I forgot anything. Yeah. And I know I could look more presentable. Like, I've been wearing glasses since the 7th grade, but I lose them. I lost like 7 to 8 pair of glasses in my life, so I couldn't really pull off the whole nerdy look. My apologies, but I try to come off as presentable as possible as well. I tried, but even though I might act a donkey sometime, I'm really conservative in my own type of way. Also, yesterday, I proposed a question. I am a producer, and I love making music, regardless, any type of music. And I proposed a question: what do girls like better to do, twerk, slow wine, or grind? And I didn't really mean that to really just degrade you all. I really do it to try to make you happy. And I grew up, I never really knew how to dance. Now I'm great at many things. But dancing wasn't my forte. Now I got rhythm now. But the thing is, if you know how to dance, embrace that. Dance is a form of praise. You know what I'm saying? Rejoice. So it's like I didn't mean it in a bad sense, but if I can give you anything to try to dance to make you feel happy, to make you feel some type of way, I would do that. You can dance, like that's a beautiful thing. You have rhythm. It's a form of expression. You got hips. We're African Americans. We black. We have hips. You have to move that. It's rhythm. You move the drums. So I don't see it necessarily as a bad thing. You can make it bad. You can make it worldly, but if I can give you something to drop 2 bells to it and be happy, then I feel like that's a job for me. I feel like the Lord put me here for a purpose, so that's why I put all my effort into it. So it's just me explaining the reason why I do the things that I do and take the steps that I do. I try to be as cautious as I possibly could, but it's a work in progress. But I'm glad the Lord continues to be with me and speak to me through it all. So I won't keep you. It's going on 20 minutes. I just want to say God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you.